in a forgotten corner of India, where dusk paints the sky in shades of twilight, lies a village steeped in time. Every evening, as children's laughter fades and goats return to their pens, a long shadow stretches from an old, ruined haveli at the end of a narrow lane, a place of whispers and warnings, a place where legends sleep restlessly. They say some doors are best left unopened, and some stories are better left untold. This is one such story. Her name was Priya Young, with hope in her heart and the weight of poverty on her shoulders. She walked towards the haunted haveli. An elderly aunt's blessing was her only shield as she sought a caretaker's job within its crumbling walls. Every step was a battle between desperation and fear. But the promise of a few rupees was a powerful lure. The heavy wooden door groaned open, as if the house itself was sighing, welcoming its next victim. Inside, dust motes danced in the slivers of fading sunlight. The air was thick with the scent of decay and forgotten memories. Priya found a small room, a cot, and an old chest. As she lit an oil lamp, its flickering flame cast long dancing shadows on the cracked walls. A soft whisper, like a breath on her neck, made her freeze. A shadow flitted past the corner of her eye. She dismissed it as a trick of the light, her nerves getting the better of her. But she was not alone. The haveli was watching. Later that night, as sleep eluded her, a chilling presence filled the room. He materialized from the darkness, a towering figure with skin the color of a midnight storm and eyes that burned like hot coals. It was the JIN. He didn't speak with his voice, but with promises that echoed directly in her mind. Wealth, protection, a life free from hardship. As proof, a small bundle of rupees appeared on the dusty table. Priya stared, her heart pounding a frantic rhythm. Her hand trembled as it hovered over the money. It was a deal with the devil, a pact sealed in the silence of a haunted mansion. Temptation is a quiet poison. A few rupees spent at the market brought food, a small comfort, a fleeting smile. Life seemed to be turning a corner. But guilt was a heavy price. She hid the JIN's money under a loose floorboard, a secret buried in the heart of the house. From the shadows, the JIN watched, a sinister smile playing on its lips. He had her now. The bargain was struck. Soon, the haveli began to change. Or perhaps it was Priya who was changing. Her reflection in the mirror would fog over, a handprint appearing on the glass. A child's toy, untouched for decades, would rock on its own. She'd wake in the dead of night, feeling an icy hand on her shoulder, and sometimes, for a fraction of a second, her own eyes would flash with an unholy red glint. The villagers noticed her withdrawal, the fear in her eyes. They began to whisper, the girl from the haveli was not right. Desperate to break free, Priya confronted the entity. She snatched the cursed money from its hiding place and threw it into the fireplace. But the JIN only laughed, a soundless, chilling laugh that echoed in her soul. The flames roared, turning an unnatural, spectral blue, but the money remained untouched. The JIN reached out, its clawed fingers touching her forehead, leaving a faint, dark mark. It was a brand, a claim of ownership. The haveli was no longer her workplace. It was her prison. She had to escape. Bolting from the room, she ran through the haveli's labyrinthine corridors and out into the moonless courtyard. The village lights seemed a world away. She ran, her breath coming in ragged gasps, but the jinn was always there. It moved through walls, a silent spectre appearing behind a cart, then a tree. Its glowing red eyes, a constant, terrifying presence in the darkness. There was no outrunning a shadow. Stumbling into the village square, she collapsed, hysterical. The villagers gathered, their faces a mixture of confusion and suspicion. Seeing her disheveled state, her frantic screams about a monster, they accused her of madness, of theft. They saw a delirious girl, not a tormented soul, and at the edge of the torchlight, unseen by all but her, the jinn stood watching the scene unfold, its victory all but certain. Just then, an old woman, her face a roadmap of village history, pushed through the crowd. She saw not madness, but a dark influence. She recognized the mark on Priya's forehead. Pulling out an ancient amulet, she led Priya back to the haveli. They had to perform a ritual, a desperate attempt to sever the jinn's hold. As they began to chant, the haveli erupted in fury. The room shook, objects flew, and the jinn's silent rage was a palpable force. In a moment of pure clarity, Priya realized what she had to do. She saw a faded photograph on the wall, a man and a woman standing before the haveli in happier times. The man, he looked like the jinn before it became a monster. She ripped the amulet from her neck and threw it at the photograph. The impact shattered the frame, and a flood of memories filled the room, not Priya's but the jinn's. A flashback of a lifelong past. He was once a man, a resident of this very haveli, deeply in love. A tragic accident took his life, trapping his heartbroken spirit within the walls, his love turning to possessive rage over centuries. Priya, it turned out, was the spitting image of his long-lost love. The ritual, combined with this moment of recognition, broke the curse. The jinn's monstrous face softened, a flicker of its former humanity returning. Then, with a final sorrowful gaze, it dissolved into dust. A single rupee note, stained with what looked like a tear of blood, floated down and landed softly on the table. Priya collapsed, exhausted but finally free. As dawn broke, a new light filled the haveli, cleansing the darkness. Priya walked away, leaving the cursed mansion behind her. She was saved, but a part of her soul would forever remain in that house. A silent witness to a tragic love story that spanned centuries. The haveli stood silent, and on the table inside, a single rupee note remained, a final, poignant reminder of the price she paid. Thank you for watching. If this story touched you, please follow our channel for more tales from the shadows.